Hi, and thank you for joining me for another video. And this week, my friends, we have a double Parsha, and they are Matot and Masay. And friends, in the second parak, the Parsha begins with some powerful, unforgettable words. And it states that HaKodesh Baruch Hu tells Moshe Rabbeinu to take vengeance on the Midianites for the Israelites. After that, you will be gathered to your people. In other words, get up and fight right now, and later you will die because I will kill you. Are you beginning to get it, friends? The concept that this book is trying to instill in all of us who care enough to try to leave the world a little better than the way we found it. And friends, that's the notion of duty. Can you imagine if that statement would have been posed to the average Jew today? You guessed it. However, friends, Moshe Rabbeinu doesn't even blink an eye, but acts according to Hashem's instructions. And this, friends, really puts a lot of perspective on who Moshe was and on why he did what he did throughout the whole Torah and how he earned the title of the humblest man who ever lived. Well, you think he got that by doing what your rabbi said he did? By letting the Israelites walk all over him and his unconditional love for the Jewish people? Nonsense. He earned this title because he made God's will, goodness, his will. This is Torah, my friends, and anyone who takes the time to open these books would see that God's temper was Moshe's temper, and God's plan was always Moshe's plan, no matter how the rabbis today paint Moshe as the man who had unconditional love for his people. Friends, the fact remains that you can't love good unless you first hate evil. And this was and is the legacy, that he loved goodness and progress over a bunch of complaining ex-slaves. And whenever he intervened between Hashem and them, it was only for Hashem's sake and for the sake of goodness rather than for his tribe. Which is why now in this parsha we see him, when he knows he's going to die and he's ordered to fight, we don't see him whine, we don't see him grovel, but he does his duty. And again, because he understood the point of it all. And you should also, so listen up, that the concept of the Jewish people and even getting across the desert was a lot bigger than he was and his band of rascals, and it's even bigger than you or I today. That this idea was to live on after he was long gone, which is why Hashem tells him to lead the army and go for one last fight and then end your life. And what does he do? He doesn't even hesitate. He doesn't ask why, but rather follows in the path he etched in this world for himself. And friends, this is an attitude that has eluded the Jews of today, right? With some stupid notion that if there is a possibility of getting hurt or putting your life in danger, it's not worth doing. And again, friends, do we read the same Torah? Which is why it was the Jewish people who gave birth to linear history. Unlike to the way pagan societies functioned in the past with their circular cycle. And this, my friends, is another notion that has completely been lost nowadays, especially in the Jewish world. Now, what am I talking about? The notion that from creation, humanity was moving towards one direction, which is why Jewish history has always been understood in a systematic fashion, in an ethical, systematic fashion. From creation to Noach, to Avram Avinu, to Yetziat Mitzrayim, the giving of the Torah, Eretz Yisrael, the Beit HaMikdash, and God willing one day, Yemot HaMashiach. History moving towards one goal. And everyone's lives, every Jew's life as a sacrifice to getting there. Now, I don't have to tell you that this was contrary to how the pagan world viewed existence. The notion that what happens in this world really isn't of utmost importance, that no greater goal outside of ourselves should be pursued, and that if we don't progress in this life, it really doesn't matter because you'll get a second, third, or fourth chance to perfect your existence. And society as a whole doesn't progress, but you know what? Who cares? So in other words, the reason it's called circulative is that it starts and it ends with you, which is even a shame to say that out of the three monotheistic religions of the world today, this identifies the most with modern day Judaism the best. The insularity, the mysticism, the notion that It's not good that produces good, but tribalism linked through pure bloodlines that keeps the world turning. That if X does good, it has no effect, but if Y does good, it makes a difference. Which answers a question on how you could have a people that is literally disappearing, but at the same time fight so hard to keep new adherents away. Again, because love, hope, purpose, and even existence in their minds begins and ends with them. But friends, this is not what this book is teaching us. But in the contrary, my friends, Torah is teaching us to grow and embrace our mortality and still make a difference and not be so engulfed in yourself or your tribe, and understand that the world does not revolve around you, but rather on goodness and whatever encourages it best. And friends, apart from everything else we see going on in this parsha, we cannot escape who the central figure of this parsha is, and that's Moshe Rabbeinu. And we even see how the parsha continues, beginning to summarize the experience from when the Israelites left Egypt till now, clearly done as a tribute to Moshe Rabbeinu, in my opinion, as a way of comforting him, showing Moshe that although he was about to die, he did not fail, that through his obedience and his patience, he had a huge part in bringing them this far, and because of him, the Israelites are now about to enter the promised land and solidify humanity's best hope, teaching us that you or I should also, like Moshe Rabbeinu, choose to live life for something greater than ourselves, and at the same time establish some platform for the next generation to continue fighting in for goodness, on and on till that blessed day when we will not have to fight anymore, till we reach that blessed age of peace. Friends, if you want to contribute in this fight and join the Jewish people through conversion, please visit doordea.com, and for more information on everything Jewish, please visit bejewish.org. Thank you.